Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's week going? The Nationals Yankees game just finished. Today I decided to do a post game, decided to go live after the game. Obviously, I didn't call this afternoon's game or do the pregame. I just decided to take today off, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take and do a post game today. So hopefully you all understand. But yeah, the Yankees just swept the Washington Nationals in 3 games. Um, you know, it's great. It's good news. Every win, right now, especially now, is very important. Especially seeing teams like the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. They're going to continue. They're going to find ways to win. Luckily, the Blue Jays lost last night to the Twins. It helped out the Yankees a little bit. The Red Sox, they won last night. So hopefully, with the Yankees winning, this afternoon, hopefully we see hopefully the Red Sox and the Blue Jays lose tonight. It's going to be tough. But hopefully that those two teams lose tonight. Right now, you're going to have the Seattle Mariners and San Diego Padres. They're about to start. But really quickly, shout out to the folks in the chat. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday afternoon? Thank you all very much for hanging out on this Wednesday afternoon. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that sub button. Share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. We're about 10 subscribers away from 2,000. So if there's 10 people out there watching this right now for the first time, make sure you all hit the subscribe button. Again, we're about 10 subs away. But we'll go over today's game, and as far as game day notes and stuff like that. We'll talk about what the Yankees did. The Yankees put a pounding. I was following. I didn't watch the game, but I was following along, seeing what the Yankees were doing, and it was just an absolute slaughter. The game was absolutely lopsided. But first thing is first, let me say what's up to the folks in the chat, because I know there's a few of you in here, and I appreciate you all being here. We got Peanut in the building. First person in the building is Peanut. How are you? Katie, how are you? Brooklyn's in the house. What's up, Susan? Joseph is in the building. Brad is in the building. What's up, Brad? Cecilia, what's up, Cecilia? How are you? What's going on? How we doing? Who else we got in the building? Ryan is in the building. What is up? Andrew Dang is in the building. What is up? Jake is in the building. What is up? Shout out to the folks in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you all very much. But yeah, I just wanted to go live for a little bit. I won't stay live for too long. But I just wanted to just kind of go over today's game, right? Again, the Yankees swept the Nationals, which was what I was expecting. I'm sure a lot of us were expecting that. I don't think we were wanting anything less. I don't think we would, a lot of us probably wouldn't have been happy with a series win. We were expecting a sweep. So, today's game, though, again, it was a lopsided game, 11-2. It was a home run derby today, folks. It was a home run derby in today's game. So, let's see who hit a home run. Let me pull up the game cast here, the notes here. So Grisham had a home run. That was his 26th. Aaron Judge hit his 41st home run. His was a 2-run home run. Cody Bellinger hit one. That was his 25th. He had a solo home run. So that's 3. Ryan McMahon hit a home run. Finally, so very happy for McMahon. He hit a 3-run shot. So, and then after that, you had Ben Rice, who hit a home run. His was a solo shot. That was his 22nd. That matches his jersey number. And Austin Wells also hit one too. And that was his 18th. So you had 6 home runs in today's game. Max Fried, great outing. 7 innings, only gave up the 4 hits, 1 earned run. He struck out or walked 2, struck out 6. That ERA right now at 3.06. He got the win today. He is now 14-5. So he improved to 14 wins. another good outing by Max Fried. His last outing against the Boston Red Sox, despite the Yankees losing that game, he actually had a very good outing against them, and it was actually very encouraging. But the Yankees, even though they lost that game, I did like the outing from the last game, and this was an excellent outing for him this afternoon. Now, as far as the bats, I mean, so going down the line here, Grisham was 1 for 5. Ben Rice was 3 for 5 with an RBI. Grisham with an RBI. Aaron Judge was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Bellinger was 3 for 4 with an RBI. Jazz Chisholm Jr., he was 0 for 2, scored a run, but he got on base 3 times. He was walked 3 times. Jason Dominguez was 2 for 5. He had 2 RBIs. Anthony Volpe, my goodness, 0 for 5. The dude is it's not happening, man. It's not happening. Right now, his batting average is sitting at 204. And then Austin Wells, he was 1 for 3 with an RBI. He had that solo homer. His batting average right now at 206. Ryan McMahon was 1 for 4. So, I mean, overall, just a dominant performance by the New York Yankees. I mean, again, I wouldn't expect anything else. But let me check the chat here. Let me see what everybody else is saying. Who didn't get a hit? Volpe didn't get a hit there, Brad. Volpe definitely didn't get a hit. He's probably the only one that didn't get a hit. Or I guess Jazz didn't get a hit either. Jazz did not get a hit. No, he didn't get hit, but he got walked 3 times. Caballero came in later in the game. I mean, he didn't get a hit. Rice got a hit. Yeah, just Jazz and Volpe. Those are the only 2 guys that didn't get a hit in today's game. Who else? Let's see what else folks are saying. Well, I appreciate you hopping on, Cecilia. I know you're working right now. I know you're an hour behind me, but I appreciate you popping on. Brad says Volpe needs to go. Yeah, I agree. I can't. I don't know, man. He's just not it. He's just not it. Bill says I've never seen anyone beside Volpe strike out 2 times in 1 inning. I know. Ain't that something, man? Ain't that something? Aiden, the athletic kid, says, yeah, Yankees swept the Nats. Yeah, they swept them all right. Yeah, it was a complete domination. It was just absolute domination. Jazz worked the count, got a steal. I mean, hey, listen, even though he didn't get a hit, he still got on base 3 times. He was walked 3 times. I'll take it. Joseph, no pressure, dude. No pressure. Like, don't, any time people donate to me, it's great. And, I don't ever, I know people do it out of their, support, their kindness, but no pressure, man. I'm not, I'm not trying to be like begging out there, like, hey, donate to me. Like, nah, that's not me. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to, man. It's all good, but I do appreciate it. Yeah, dude, they were in the lead 9-0. They won today's game 11-2. Now, there's still there's no beating around the bush here. This team, again, I'm happy that they're winning these games. Every game is going to be important, right? Especially against the good teams, right? So now the Yankees do travel to Chicago on a 4-game set to play against the White Sox. The expectation is that they should sweep the White Sox. I mean, the White Sox have the second worst record in baseball. They're in last place right now in the AL Central. They have a 48-84 record. So, this is a team that the Yankees should sweep in 4 games. But, stranger things have happened, of course. Daniel Berry's in the building. I saw Jake Boss pop in. Yeah, Jake, and that's one of the series, right? They could have taken two out of 3. And after that, you know what? After that 4-game set against the White Sox, I mean, September is going to be the beginning of September is going to be a rough one. right? If I pull up the Yankee schedule right now, right, it's gonna be rough, man. They're gonna be off on Monday on Labor Day, and then they're traveling to Houston on a 3-game set. So those are going to be some tough. That's going to be a tough series. So there's no playing around, man. This it's going to be September. This is where September is going to be absolute crunch time. This is where things are going to start getting really interesting. It could start getting real ugly. Things could, the month of September, the Yankees need to pop off, right? They need to go off. But Astros are going to be, it's going to be a tough series. Now the Astros, just to look at their last 10 games, they're 4-6 in their last 10 games. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They are playing the Rockies, and I know they are playing the Rockies tonight. Let me look at their games real quick. So, they lost to the Rockies last night, 6-1. So let's see what they do against the Rockies tonight. But again, I think but I'm not going to even worry about that series. The thing is, Yankees have to, they got to get ready, man. Because that first 2 weeks of September is going to be rough. 3 in Houston. They come back to the stadium. 3 at Yankee Stadium against the Blue Jays. Then they're off that Monday again. And then the Tigers come into town on a 3-game set, and the Tigers are a tough team. And then they travel to Boston right after that. So, they got to try and win every series. Series wins are going to be very important to this. Series losses or sweeps are not acceptable. But the Yankees, though, first and foremost, though, they gotta worry about the Chicago White Sox. And I think they could beat the Chicago White Sox in they should be able to sweep them in a 4-game set. Do you think they're just going to continue to play Volpe? This has really bugged me. Well, I'm just going to kind of paraphrase what Aaron Boone said. Aaron Boone said that Volpe is going to play regularly. He still believes that Volpe has it, although I tend to disagree. I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it. I don't think he has it. I just don't think he does have it. I think Caballero should be the one playing for him. He didn't do anything yesterday. He didn't do anything today. I know he had 2 days. He had 2 days off, but it's just you went 0 for 5 today, 0 for 4. Let me check that again. Yeah, he went 0 for 5 today. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, Cecilia, I'm about 10 subs away. So if there's 10 people out there watching this, go ahead and sub up. I'm almost at 2,000 subs, Susan says, when playing Houston and Toronto, Volpe has to go. He stinks so badly. It's awful. Yeah. It's bad. In those big series, I think that's where you need to play Caballero. Caballero is, I think, what is going to be more effective being in this lineup over Volpe, right? Volpe. I'm not saying he's going to sit every single game, but there's going to be there's going to be games where Volpe's going to be playing. But again, according to Boone, he's going to play regularly. But that attitude, though, honestly, that needs to be adjusted as far as him playing regularly. It shouldn't happen. He shouldn't be playing regularly. I'm sorry, but he's regressed quite a bit. So, and along with Austin Wells, both of their batting averages right now is almost below 200. Wells is at 206. Volpe's at 204. It's almost like both these guys are racing to see who's going to get below 200. And if it gets below 200, again, there's no reason why neither one of these guys should be getting regular playing time. None whatsoever. They've been given a long leash, especially Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe's been given a very long leash, and he's just not cutting it. And I said in the beginning of the season that, Volpe, this is a make or break year for him. This is year 3 for him. This is make or break. We're going to see what Anthony Volpe is really like. I was hoping to see some great improvement from Volpe, right? That the postseason gave me a little bit of hope from Anthony Volpe, right? I felt like maybe that could spark a fire, and unfortunately, it's just more of the same. It's more of the same. I mean, yeah, I don't know how you strike. I mean, striking out twice in one inning, I guess it happens, but it's also frustrating, right? Especially knowing that you're a player who's been in a major slump. Volpe's numbers have just been poor. It's just been piss poor. That's all there is to it. That's just it. It's just been piss poor for Anthony Volpe, man. Yeah, they asked James Rosen, why is Volpe struggling? And he literally said he doesn't know. And I mean, what that tells me is that, does that tell me that at least what that tells me is that Volpe isn't coachable. That's what that tells me. So that's what I'm drawing from that comment. He says he doesn't know. When a coach says they don't know, that to me is a problem. That's a red flag right there. Jake Boss says it's disappointing the two of them haven't developed more this year. It makes it easy to improve their positions. Yeah. Simple solution to Austin Wells is Ben Rice. Ben Rice should be at the dish more often than Austin Wells. He's a better catcher than Wells. He hits better than Wells. Overall, he's just a overall better player than Austin Wells. Caballero, since in a short stint that he's been here, in the few games that he's played, he's been more effective. He needs Caballero or Rosario, right? Either one of those guys. But I like Caballero because he's not a power hitter and he doesn't have to be. But when he gets on base, right, he's pesky. I mean, clearly he leads all of Major League Baseball with stolen bases. He's got 41 stolen bases, so he could be more effective with the team. So, Caballero is a guy that he's not, to me, he's not a 10th man. I'm sorry, but that's where I disagree with Aaron Boone. He's not a 10th man. He should be in there playing more often than Volpe. But that's just my take on it. I'm sure most of you are going to agree with me on this, but either him or Rosario. Rosario should get some playing time too. But Rosario is a guy that he's going to get a lot of at bats against lefty pitching. What's up, Sunil? Theory on trade equity will hold up today. Would he trade Judge? Sure, Sunil. We'll go with yes. Jake Boss says Rice either starting catcher or first next year, depending on what other moves we can make. I want him at catcher there, Jake. I want him at catcher. I'm not saying he's a bad first baseman, but he wouldn't be my first choice for first base personally. He could play first base. Yes. Again, I don't think he's, that bad I don't think he's that bad, but I would consider other players for first base. I would absolutely consider other players for first base. I mean, I don't know what the Yankees game plan is when the offseason comes around. Personally, I don't see Goldschmidt being signed back. I think Goldschmidt was a one and done year. And which is fine by me. And I like Paul Goldschmidt, but the Yankees need to figure that out. I mean, if Bellinger doesn't opt out and he exercises his player option and stays with the Yankees, right? Do they put him at first base, or they do have TJ Rumfield in the minors. Do they bring up TJ Rumfield for next season? Those are a couple of questions. Or do they go out there and see about a first baseman? I don't know. It's going to be, Yankees are in an interesting spot when it comes to that. Yeah, TJ Rumfield is a player in the minors there, Joseph. He's a first baseman. Pretty decent. His name's been brought up a lot. So, but yeah, Rice should be catcher. Period. Rice should be the catcher. He should be the primary catcher. It's like, and again, I know I've said this many times, but because I criticize a player, if I'm disappointed in a player, does not mean that I hate them or whatever. I dislike them. I'm just disappointed, right? I just want these guys to play good baseball. I want these guys to improve, but if they're not improving, if they're not making progress, you got to make some changes. The time is to win now, not later, right? So, okay, I wasn't sure, Joseph, because you said TJ Rumfield question mark. I'm just throwing names out there. I'm not saying that the Yankees have to go with him, but I'm just throwing some names out there. Yeah, Susan Belly may opt out, and he might. Scott Boras is his agent. Just saying. But I think and if he does opt out, the Yankees have to do absolutely what they can to re-sign him, to a reasonable contract. He is going to be, I believe he's 30 years old now. So I'm sure he's going to definitely going to look for a long-term deal, no doubt. Russ is joining us from Twitter, or X, sorry. He says ideal scenario is Cody comes back and Dominguez and Jones, maybe Dominguez in center field, Judge can DH. That's a scenario, but the thing is, Russ, I mean, tell me this, dude, I don't know that the Yankees like Dominguez in center field. I think that's Jones's position right there. If Jones is going to be the guy that comes up next year, I think that's Jones's position. I think Jones takes over center field. Yeah, I know he's a natural center fielder, but do the Yankees like him in center field though? That's what I'm saying. Personally, Snell, I would pass on Murakami, man. Yeah, he's not a good player. He's not a good player. Volpe. I mean, it's just not happening with him. Oh, Cecilia thinks that Belly's going to go back to LA. I don't know, Cecilia. He's been wanting to play for the Yankees, though. Like he's said that many times. He wanted to follow in his dad's footsteps. I mean, the Yankees are putting him in left field, Susan. Yankees are putting him in left field. They don't like him in center field. I mean, it's clear as day. I mean, they prefer either putting Grisham there or Cody Bellinger. Well, Bellinger could play all three. He could play anywhere in the outfield. He could play first base. That's not a problem. But they have not put Dominguez in center field. I mean, I don't think they don't like him there. I think that's pretty obvious. I mean, I'm not sure where Murakami is going to go, Snell, but I don't know if the Yankees would entertain that. Hal will offer him fair money. Hal will offer him fair money. I mean, people, it's not gonna. He's not gonna cost as much as Kyle Tucker. He's not gonna cost as much as a Juan Soto. He'll offer him a decent amount of money. I mean, again, not to go back to the whole Juan Soto thing, but he offered Juan Soto $760 million. So let's not act like Hal won't offer this guy money. He's definitely going to offer him money. Yeah, Dominguez has to, he has to improve on defense. I feel like he's made some progress, but love to see some more. from him, but I don't think he's there. There's times where he does misread the ball, no doubt. He does misplay the ball, no doubt. But I don't. I think there's in certain areas he has improved defensively. What's up, Dev? How's it going, buddy? Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, and Sunil saying, Clay Bellinger played for the Yankees. Cody wanted to follow in his footsteps. Cody's been wanting to play for the Yankees when he was a free agent. I I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember if the Yankees. I'm sure the Yankees and Cody Bellinger probably talked, but they probably couldn't come to an agreement. Bellinger didn't. Man, he signed late in the offseason. I think he signed with the Cubs like when spring training was about to start or in the middle of spring training, because he wasn't getting the contract that he was looking for. And that last year, that was a year where Boris had a few guys that were free agents and couldn't ink a deal. And Jordan Montgomery ended up firing him. No, if he opts in, I think he's going to get paid like 25 million next season. Let me check that. Yeah, I'm gonna check Spo track. Yeah, he's gonna get paid. Yeah, if he has the player option, if he exercises the player option, if he doesn't opt out, he's gonna get paid 25 million. And that's not a problem. That's not going to be a problem at all for the Yankees. So 25 million is not a bad deal. Yeah, but while Bellinger, he got screwed by Boris, and so again, a few of those guys that were free agents, they got screwed by Scott Boris. I mean, 100%. But I don't think I don't think Boris will make that mistake again with Bellinger. But he wants to be in New York. He wants to play for the Yankees. I mean, he's expressed that many times. So, or in the past. So, again, he's trying to follow in his dad's footsteps. Eddie Snaps, what's up, man? He says, honestly, we could have both Bellinger and Soto last year if Cashman didn't jump the gun getting Verdugo before the Soto trade. Well, again, I don't know what the discussion was. How much Cody Bellinger was looking for. What kind of contract he was looking for at the time. I mean, there was a reason why teams didn't really want to commit to him long term. He was definitely looking for a long-term contract, but then he ended up signing a 3-year contract with the Cubs with an opt-out after each season. As far as getting Verdugo, I mean, that was Judge's call, actually. Judge wanted Verdugo, but I was happy about the Verdugo trade because they were actually getting a guy who could play left field, and you've seen the options that the Yankees had at left field, and it was pretty freaking bad, man. Like I don't think I need to mention the names, but you've seen the names, because prior to Verdugo, the last good left fielder that they had prior to that was Brett Gardner. After that, it's just been a debacle of left fielders, of guys that couldn't play left field. Sunil knows who I'm talking about. It's one of Sunil's favorite players. Just kidding, Sunil. Yeah, and years ago, exactly, A-Rod fired Boris as he wanted to sign with the Yankees, and Boris didn't get him what he wanted. And yeah, I mean, A-Rod worked his own deal, really. Yo, what up, Jacob Frederick? Yeah, Verdugo's glove was good in left field. It was a much needed upgrade in left field. Defensively, he was great. His bat though, yeah, his bat stunk. I mean, he started off hot, like he started off great, and then it just slowly just started going downhill. It got bad, and he was not and even now, like he was with the Braves. Then I don't know where he is now. The Braves didn't let him go, if I remember correctly. Jacob Frederick says NFER teams won a game today and yesterday. Yeah, buddy. Oh, your grandmother's watching? What's going on? Hello. How are you? Hopefully you're having a good day. Grandson's always on here. We're always chatting. He's always talking about his Guardians. Lou, why don't you take a guess? Nobody in the chat say anything to Lou. Lou, take a guess, dude. Go ahead and take a guess. How did Anthony Volpe do today? Go ahead. I want you to guess for me. What did Anthony Volpe do today? Go ahead and guess, dude. Yo, Theo, what's up, man? You're close. You're close, Lou. That was an excellent guess, but you're very close. Sunil, no. Lou, no. You, dude, you were so close. You were so close. Oh, she don't like the Yankees? I understand. I understand. A lot of folks don't. It's okay. Yeah, you're getting colder there, Lou. You were like hot. No, Lou. You're getting colder, dude. You had the 0 for 4. Now I'll just say, you know what? Let's make it worse, Lou. Make it worse. Sunil, no. Lou, yes. Boom. You got it. Right on the money, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, bingo. See, a few folks are saying bingo. Right on the money, dude. I kid you not. He went 0 for 5. What's up, SGA? How's it going? There's no Jake Boss says there has to be a term for 2 strikeouts in the same inning, right? If not, I suggest Volpe. Oh, Jake Boss, that was good. I'm gonna have to. So, okay, from here on out, I guess if you strike out twice in an inning, we're just gonna call that Volpe. That's awesome, Jake Boss. All right, credit to you there, Jake. There you go. Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely right in this one. Your cousins are wrong, but you're absolutely right. It's a big problem come September. And once again, the fact that and again, I'm not trying to go on a bashing train on Boone or whatever, but I'm just saying I disagree with his comments. But Boone saying that he's going to get regular playing time, that is a big freaking concern. I don't like that one bit. I don't like that one bit. I just don't, man. You got to put Caballero in there, man. Yeah, Yankees smacked Washington, man. Big time. Smashed them. So this 4-game set against the Chicago White Sox. And yes, I do plan on going live for all those games for, play-by-play and the pre-games. Yeah, I just kind of needed to take a break today. I wanted to go to the gym and get my training session in the morning. I needed it. You know what I mean? I'm needing it. So I'm working towards a goal. I'm working towards something. So I'm not saying it's going to happen soon, but I'm still working towards it. But slowly but surely. Volpe's now called the burnt chicken parm kid. Oh man. Theo says, I understand playing him before because he was all we had, but now we have a reliable backup. So playing. Yeah, I mean, honestly, look, man, if if the Yankees are trying to be serious, if they're trying to compete, you're trying to beat these, big teams, you gotta play your best guys, man. You got to play the guys that are going to contribute, and sadly, these guys, guys like Volpe, guys like Wells, they're not contributing right now. They're not contributing. But when we look at the Red Sox series here, folks, now we don't know who's pitching for the White Sox, but the Yankees pitching is out. Actually, I take that back. I think one of the beat writers put something on X about who's the pitching probables for White Sox Yankees. So let me see if I could find that. Here we go. Okay. So tomorrow, folks, so Thursday, tomorrow night, Will Warren versus Davis Martin, Carlos Rodon versus Yoandry Gomez. You all know that name. Cam Schlittler versus Shane Smith. Luis Hill versus Martin Perez. So that is your probables for the Yankees White Sox series. I like our chance. I mean, again, they should go out there and sweep them. The pitchers that they got going out are, should be able to do work. It'll be interesting when the Yankees bats face Yoandry Gomez. I'll have to look up the White Sox pitchers' stats, like their ERAs and whatnot. But after that 4-game series, they're going to be off on Labor Day, which is that Monday, September 1st. Then they travel to Houston. I think Max Fried is going to probably open up that series because he did pitch today, and I think that would put him at 6 days rest because, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right? And then Tuesday, he probably would open up that series. What's up, Petruzzi? Brian Hoke, what? Sunday going to be Smith is really good. Yeah, Smith, let's see. What are his numbers? Well, he's Saturday, dude. Shane Smith. He's Saturday. Let me see his stats here. What's his stats looking like? Well, okay, record 4-7, ERA at 3.87, 114 innings pitched, 105 strikeouts, a whip of 1.23. Not bad. It's all right. Not bad. Yeah, no, you're a good dude. So Saturday, bro. Cabby, I think he's a free agent till I think he's a free agent in 2029. He's under team control. I'll check that real quick. But I'm pretty sure he's a free agent in 2029. I love that the Yankees traded for that guy, man. I was very happy about that trade. Oh, and thank you, Cecilia. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you being here. So thank you for your support. You've been showing me a lot of love. So since you became a subscriber. So thank you, really. 4 years for Cabby, right? Yeah. So he's yeah. So after 2029, then, because he's in his arbitration years right now. So that's perfect, actually, for the Yankees. Yeah, he's here for a while. Yeah, I get it, Jake. I mean, I know sweeping in a 4-game series is tough. It's doable. It's tough. I agree with you, but it's the White Sox, man. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but they're the second worst team in all of Major League Baseball. But 3 out of 4. Yeah, I'd be happy with 3 out of 4. All right, I'm not going to complain if it's 3 out of 4, but I think a 4-game sweep is entirely possible, no doubt. If he's locked up for 4 years, freaking play him. Well, I agree, dude. You're not wrong. Will they be calling up Jones? Susan, that's a good question. That's an excellent question. I would hope so. I would think so. Well, right. I mean, well, the thing is, Lou, how would you trade for him for who and what? I don't know. Like, who would you? How do you trade? Again, who would want Anthony Volpe? The Marlins? Sure, but they have guys on their team. Well, that same person, Petruzzi, also said that the Yankees were going to win 99 games. So take it for what you will. I mean, they could non-tender him, Lou, but honestly, I don't see the Yankees doing that. I really don't. I really don't. I really do not see the Yankees doing that whatsoever. We've discussed it. Actually, we did call a game together last year, actually, on his channel. Ace. I remember he popped into my chat. It was a pregame of mine. Popped in, showed me some love, and I knew I've checked his channel out before too, and I was just like, you know what, this dude's pretty cool. So I actually called the game with him last year. That was actually a lot of fun. It was a good chemistry too. Like, me and him had really good chemistry. It was a good balance. The conversation was good. It was a good flow. So nah, Ace is dope, man. Ace knows. But yeah, we talked about calling a game together. It just never happened. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us, I think a lot of us content creators, man. I think a lot of times we like calling our own game. You know what I mean? I know Ace likes to call his own game, right? Max likes to call his own game, which is fine. I like to call my own game. It's just, it's you, right? But if guys like Ace or Max, like, if they ever ask me, hey, you want to call a game together, I'm not going to say no. I'm like, yeah, let's make it happen. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Anthony Volpe is getting paid millions. I don't think he's definitely not getting paid millions. I don't believe he's not. No way. I mean, he's getting paid $879,000 this season, and his first year of arbitration is going to be 2026. He's not a free agent until 2029. So his first year of arbitration will be next season. But yeah, let me ask you all though. What's everybody's what is everybody's expectation against the White Sox? A 3-game, a three out of 4? Are you all expecting a 4-game sweep? How are you all feeling about that series against the White Sox? Anything short of 3 or 4, I think it would be unacceptable. But I believe that the Yankees should be able to sweep them. Lou is saying sweep. I agree. If it goes a split, man, I'd be disappointed. Susan says 3 out of 4. Dave is going 3 out of 4. Well, what else is everybody thinking? Joseph is saying got to take 3 out of 4 for sure. Jake is thinking 3 out of 4 realistically. Understood. Yeah, 4-game sweeps are hard. They're, again, that's I'm not gonna lie about that. They're definitely hard. Cecilia says 4-game sweep, total domination. Theo's going 3 out of 4. No doubt. Robert says 3 out of 4. Anything less than 3 out of 4 to me is a failure. 3 out of 4, I'd be happy, but I think a 4-game sweep is absolutely necessary. Because let's see who I'm going to check and see who the Red Sox are playing next after the Orioles, because they're going to play the Pirates afterwards. So they're gonna end up playing the Pittsburgh Pirates, and then when the Yankees are playing the White Sox, and then the Toronto Blue Jays after they're done playing the Twins, they're going to play the Brewers. That's gonna be an interesting series right there because the Brewers, they've been on a bit of a tear. I mean, they're in first place. They're 83-50. They're 6.5 games ahead of the Cubs. So that's going to be an interesting series right there. Because the Brewers, as of right now, they have the best record in baseball right now. None of us expected that. I didn't expect that. I can't speak for the rest of you. If Volpe and Wells don't play, we sweep. That's what I'm saying, Jake. That's why I'm saying a 4-game sweep. That's why it needs to happen because again, after this series, the Sox are going to play the Pirates. Honestly, that should be a cakewalk for them. I think they should be able to sweep the Pirates. So he says, I don't want to talk about the Brewers. I'm sorry. Well, right. And, this is, and I was talking about this earlier, Dave. It's great to see the Yankees beat the teams like the Nationals, right? The Twins, so on and so forth. But going into the month of September, those first 2 weeks, it's going to be tough because they're going to open up September against the Astros. Then after that, they're going to host the Toronto Blue Jays, right, in a 3-game set at Yankee Stadium. Though, and Astros, Blue Jays, I mean, those are going to be important. They're going to play the Red Sox, the Tigers, right? Tigers are going to come into town. Then they're going to travel to Fenway to play against Boston. After they clear those, they play those teams. After that, their schedule does get easier on paper, that is, right? Because right now, the Yankees have the 4th easiest schedule remaining in the season for the season. So, but those first 2 weeks, the Yankees schedule right there, it's going to be hard. And those are the games that are really going to matter because the Yankees could face these guys in the postseason again. The Astros, the Red Sox, the Tigers, the Blue Jays. Like these are going to be the teams that they could be facing in the postseason, no doubt. And winning these regular season games that they have remaining against these teams, it's going to be telling what this team is about. I still think the team will get in to the postseason. Personally, I think they'll get in as a wild card team at this point. If they finish first place, I'd be impressed. I'd be shocked, but I would be happy. I'd be a little surprised, but but I think ultimately, they're going to get in as a wild card team. Either they're going to finish first or second place in the wild card. That's how I feel about it. Jake says if they can't at least win half those games in the first 2 weeks of September, I don't know, man. Not good. Well, that's what I'm saying, man, because those games are going to be really important because that's going to give us an idea of who the Yankees are going into the postseason. Now, I know when the postseason goes down, every team is 0-0, right? At that point, it's like the regular season's done. It's done. It's over. The mentality of the postseason, it changes. The environment of during the postseason, it changes. The mentality, the dynamic of the postseason, it changes big time. Teams that you don't expect to win pull off an upset. You never know what's going to happen. We saw it happen last year. right? We saw it happen last year. It could very well happen again this year. There's always that one team or one or two teams that take you by surprise, and and then they go off on a tear. It's usually those teams that have a pretty hot August, they have a hot September, and they still have that fire in them going into the postseason, even as a wild card team, and they pull off the upset. So when it comes to the postseason, all bets are off, man. Anything is possible in the postseason. Right, Richard. I mean, and I've stated that example many times. The Tigers sweeping Houston last season. That I didn't expect that. That was an upset. That was a big upset. Big time. Yeah, Cecilia, listen, I think that the Dodgers are going to be fine. The Dodgers are going to be fine. I mean, I'll say this right now. If the Dodgers win the World Series again, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever. Rangers and D-backs in 23. I mean, yeah, nobody expected that World Series. And that World Series had a low rating because of who it was with the two teams that were playing. I mean, I appreciated it because it was just like cool, like two teams that none of us expected are in the World Series. And it's funny. Here I am talking about the Milwaukee Brewers, and our friend Brad just sent this to me, and this was put out by Jeff Passan on X. He put a tweet that says, "Tough blow for Milwaukee. Closer Trevor McGill is on the IL with a flexor strain in his right arm. While the Brewers' bullpen depth is bountiful. Flexor strains, even low grade, can take time to heal, putting into question McGill's availability for the postseason." That's a big one, but Brewers do have a good bullpen though. But missing a guy like Trevor McGill, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So, yeah, I mean, Dodgers are in a dry spell. They are. There's no doubt. I mean, they're in a dry spell, but sometimes good teams, they do experience these dry spells before the postseason. But once the postseason comes around, they're locked in. They're locked in. So postseason baseball, there's nothing like it. Again, anything can happen at any given time. So, but the Yankees, bottom line though, at least the Yankees won today. They swept. I'm happy that they swept. I wasn't expecting anything else from these guys. But they're going to travel to Chicago. Their schedule, closing out the month of August, at least it's easy. But then September, man, they gotta swing. They gotta come out swinging, right? They definitely have to come out swinging. Yeah, Dodgers are playing all the Japanese stars that they signed. Yeah. They were great in Brooklyn. That was then. But, here we are, 2025. Yeah, well, we know we know in the postseason, Giancarlo is going to step up. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton always comes alive during the postseason. There's no doubt about that. Judge is the guy I'm a little worried about, honestly. That's the guy that I'm worried about. Judge has not had a really successful postseason. I don't know what it is about him in the postseason, but he does struggle. But it looked like he was coming alive though. He was coming alive. He came alive, but it was kind of too little, too late in a way. But Giancarlo always comes alive in the postseason. That's just a fact. Jake says, I think the problem is last year they had Torres, Stanton, Soto stepping up. This year, all they really have is Stanton. I don't think that's all they really have, though. I mean, it's not just Stanton, though, Jake. I mean, Bellinger's been playing. He's been playing very well this season. Grisham's been having a career year. He's been playing well. Judge has still had an excellent season. He's been in a slump. Yeah, since he came back from his injury, he hasn't looked the same. But there's other guys on the team that are contributing. It's not just Stanton. Stanton's been the hottest bat. He's been the hottest bat, but he's not the only one that's not that's contributing. There's other guys contributing too. Ben Rice is also contributing too. Ben Rice has been killing it. Goldschmidt, for what it's worth, I mean, he's actually been doing good for the Yankees, especially defensively. So no, I'd say a lot of these guys like that I just mentioned have been stepping up. So yeah, I don't know, Susan. I mean, maybe his arm is still bothering him. I mean, it probably is. That's why he's taking his time to, obviously come back to get back on the field. He hasn't made that step to come back to the field, come back on the field yet. But he is out there making his practice. He is practicing. He's throwing the ball into the infield, throwing the ball to second base. So he's slowly working his way back. Your picks to excel in playoffs are Rice and Bellinger. Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, we don't want that there, Cecilia. Let's hope he doesn't end up being another Dan Marino. God forbid. I know it's football, but I understand the reference. I do get the reference. Yeah, more like Don Mattingly. Yeah, I don't want that. I mean, Judge deserves a ring, man. He's got to get a ring. So does Stanton. I mean, those guys deserve a ring. And I don't care what anybody says about Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton's he's a killer. So yeah, I think we would all hate that for Judge. We definitely would hate that for Judge. Yeah, New York Yankees. Whoops, I made that screen bigger by accident. Yeah, New York Yankees record against the AL East are 17-22. Yeah, their record against their division rivals hasn't not a great one this season. Boston and Toronto, they're 5-15. Yeah, 5-15. Baltimore and Tampa. Okay, Baltimore and Tampa Bay 12-7. So yeah, against Boston and Toronto. I mean, again, those are the games where the Yankees are going to have to come alive. I don't think series wins have to happen in those games. It's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. Is it going to happen? Hard. It's difficult to say yes. But the Yankees just need to do. I'm not saying that the Yankees are going to go out and smash them like they did against the Nationals, but they're going to have to step up big time. Yeah, Boston has they have a good roster. I mean, their lineup is pretty good. They got guys that can hit, that can get on base, they can run. They play with you psychologically. They play with your brain mentally, no doubt. Their pitching is great too. Their pitching is not bad at all. I mean, clearly they got Garrett Crochet. Bayo's another good pitcher. I mean, they got a good pitching staff. They do. That's funny, Susan. Yeah, no errors today. Big shot. That's always a moment to celebrate. That's always a moment to celebrate. But we'll see. Let's see if there's any other. Let me check for some other Yankee news if there's beat writers put anything out, because I am gonna wrap this up here soon. That way y'all could continue on with your day. I'm just gonna continue on with mine. I'm just gonna do my own thing here. Just kind of relax a little bit. I don't know if anybody knew this, but Max Fried had a no-hitter going in the 6th inning. His no-hitter ended in the 6th. I don't know if anybody paid attention to that. I don't want to get back to the whole Volpe thing, but Gary Phillips did put this out. So, y'all know Volpe went 0 for 5 today. So he had here's like a couple of his stats in the last 11 games. 1 for 37 with 14 strikeouts in the last 11 games. So clearly he's not cutting it, man. Have a good night there, Susan. Play, what are you saying there, Robert? Play what? CLC smart error. Who's that, Susan? Yeah, I mean, those numbers are not great for Volpe in the last 11 games, man. There needs to be, those numbers need to improve. They need to be a lot better. But it's not, I don't think it's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, this is just not it. Oh, Max Fried. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to go without the mustache. Oh, you got a fantasy draft in a couple of hours? Yeah, I actually had a fantasy draft not too long, just recently. I think I got another one coming up on Sunday. Do I think the Yankees will sweep the White Sox? I mean, I hope so. I mean, they should be able to. A 4-game sweep is hard. 4-game sweep is hard, but they should be able to. I'll take 3 out of 4, but they should be able to sweep these guys. I wouldn't take any. I wouldn't take anything. I wouldn't take a split series. I wouldn't be happy with that. Anything less than 3 out of 4 is unacceptable. Dave, you know what? I think Volpe's just in his own head, man. I think he's just in his own head. I think he's his own worst enemy. That's what I think. The gold chains. Yeah, no doubt, Cecilia. No doubt. Yeah, they're traveling to Chicago. Frederick, what's up, Evan? How's it going, dude? Good to see you. How's life treating you, man? Yeah, I'm just gonna chill out. Probably go probably go lay down. I didn't really get much sleep last night, so went 2 hours to go train this morning. So I felt good after training. I always feel good after a training session. It just gets all whatever stress I have. I just let it all out at the gym. Boone keeps saying he doesn't get phased by any of the noise from the fans. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure Volpe would say he doesn't let it get to him, but he knows that fans are frustrated. Volpe will probably tell you himself that he doesn't let it get to him, and I think he'd probably say something along the lines of, "Yeah, I don't let it bother me. The fans are gonna express how they feel, and he's gonna say something along those lines, maybe." Yeah, no, NFL season's right around the corner, man. I mean, I know football season. I know a lot of my football fans out there that are excited. Um, okay, Cecilia's a Niners fan. All right, see, she's a Niners fan. Cool. That's funny, Fred. Agree. You must not be happy with the Guardians. Joseph says, "Go Giants." Yeah, I'm a Giants fan too, but man, they've been sucking for over the last 13 years now. Yeah, as far as football goes, I mean, I was a bigger football fan in the past. These days, it's like I'll watch some of the games, but I'm not. I start falling asleep now. I don't know, man. I kind of lost interest in it. And it's not. And yes, I know for me as a Giants fan, the Giants suck, but um, I don't know. I just don't find the games that exciting anymore. There's good players out there. There's great talent. Don't get me wrong. I just don't find it exciting anymore. And every time I'm like watching a game, I get bored and start falling asleep. Again, I don't know why, but it just happens to me. Jets fan or another New Yorker, yeah, yeah, the Jets, man. I don't know what they at one point they had something going, man, and then just kind of went downhill. Oh, Mariners are up 4-0 against the Padres. Well, I know Cecilia is going to be very happy with that score. You know, let's see, what inning is that game? And let me check that real quick. So, okay, bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth. Giants and 49ers. I don't call football games, but I'll call baseball games last week I called when the Yankees game was in a delay. Um yeah, when the game was in a delay, I called the Red Sox Orioles. That was pretty cool. I might start calling other baseball games in the future. If there's a game that interests me, I'll call it. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna let you all go. I've been live for a little over an hour. I didn't even realize it's been an hour. My God, time flies when you're having fun. But I'm gonna let you all go though. But appreciate you all being on here for the post game. But the Yankees did sweep the Nationals. Now they're on their way to Chicago to play against the Chicago White Sox. So in a 4-game set. So let's hope the Yankees could. I would love a 4-game sweep. I feel like it should be doable. I think, against a team like the White Sox. But I'll take 3 out of 4 though. But I want a sweep. I want a freaking sweep. I want a 4-game sweep. But anyway, folks, Yankees won. They swept. Let's see what they do against the White Sox. I will go live tomorrow. I will be live for the pregame. I will be live for the play-by-play. I'll be live for the play-by-play. So for all those games, and to make it happen, Cecilia, go learn how to. Podcasting is fun. Make it happen. Do it up. Do it up. Do it for the Niners. Do it for the Giants. Or not the Giants. Sorry. Do it for the Niners. Do it for the Dodgers. Make it happen. Do it. But anyway, folks, 3 out of 4. I'll take it. But I want to sweep. I'm getting a little greedy. So, but anyway, folks, everybody have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And the rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you all tomorrow for the pregame and play-by-play. Thank you all to those that tuned in. Make sure you all hit the like button on the way out if you haven't yet. If you're watching this on the rerun, hit that like button. Hit that sub button if you're new and you're watching this for the first time. Share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all very much. And as always, let's go.